But.
Whoa. But.
Butts
and butts and butts and butts and butts and butts and butts and butts and butts.
We here.
We steer
you in the right direction. Welcome to another edition of the Grossi Perna Show. I'm Tom Grossi. That's Brandon Perna, and this is GPS. That's right. We did it. We nailed it. Crushed it. Oh, the PA polka's going wild yesterday. Listen, we got a whole lot to talk about. We had 5 games yesterday be decided by game-winning field goals. Sunday Night Football cured a lot of insomnia and any sleep deprivation last night. We got lots to talk about. And tonight, you got the Broncos, you got the Bills. The curse wheel absolutely slapped the crap out of the Bengals. It was bad. We got all this and more on today's GPS.
Yeah, I got a good curse wheel story for everybody. But well.
Oh yeah, Jaguars.
Yeah, Jags got their
O-line stayed on the bye week. That's what happened there. That's what happened. Are we gonna talk about it all? We're gonna talk about the shootout. We're gonna talk about freaking CJ Stroud. We're gonna talk about it all. Perna, what's your curse wheel story?
Well, I saw somebody comment on the last episode that they're like, "I'm new to GPS. What's this curse wheel thing?"
Context.
We forget that, there might be new people every now and then, but
might be some casuals.
Yeah. I found myself for the first time, like truly rooting for the curse on Sunday. Like, I have never been so adamant that I needed the Texans to win in my life. Sorry, Bengals. And I like the Bengals.
How dare you?
I like Joe Burrow. I do. But I wanted the Texans to win so bad. And when they had 1:33 left and CJ was getting the ball, I'm like, they're going to win this game. No question. All right. So it happens. I'm ready for it. I'm like, okay, I got to tweet a picture of the curse wheel. I put the curse wheel, which is broken, by the way, still. It's taped together. I put it on my desk. Take a photo. I tweet it out. And, of course, Bengals fans are pissed off. They're like, fuck you, Perna. This sucks. I hate you. I hate the curse wheel. Rightfully so. I don't know, like 5-10 minutes later, I'm writing. I'm just going away and working. And all of a sudden, boom! Curse wheel just falls down all by itself. Scares the piss out of me. Now, I don't know. Does that mean the curse wheel is over? Is it dead? Has it given up? Did it die? I don't know. It's broken, so it but out of nowhere, it literally, it made me jump out of my seat.
The curse wheel war is what I'm here for. This is what I'm here for, because the curse wheel, it's
people are saying it peaked. It peaked by having the Bengals lose. I disagree. I think anybody who's been watching CJ Stroud and the Texans knew that they had a good chance to win that game. The Bengals also hot, but like CJ Stroud and Joe Burrow both have like the same mental makeup to me. Like the game's not too big for them.
Yeah.
They're going to stay cool.
We'll talk.
They both threw what could have been game ending picks late. So that kind of negates what I'm saying, but when it mattered, they both made plays. Bengals were basically a dropped Tyler Boyd pass from actually winning that game. And they didn't. So, anyway,
Yeah, Tyler Boyd could have had it. Could have had it.
That's
They
my
also
cute
could have
story.
played in the first quarter, which would have been helpful. Yeah. I mean, that's the thing too. You didn't put the Ravens at 1, but the Ravens basically got cursed anyway because you meant to. You should have.
No,
You should.
no.
Yeah, you put a team that was on a bye, and it was the Broncos. So yes, yes, it does.
Broncos are gonna win tonight, and then
Dude,
we'll see what happens.
If the number one, if they lose, like you just be like, it's because I put them at number 1. That's the only reason. That's
Only
the only
reason.
reason. Oh yeah, I'm struggling, dude. If the Packers lose to the Giants, like I might just be like, you know what, clickbait, I'm done. I'm done. That's me tapping out.
Is that the next game?
It's not the next game, no, but it's on Monday Night Football in a few weeks. If they don't flex it
God.
out. Yeah, it's gross. It's gross. Yeah.
Look, the Packers are not good, but the Giants are on like a next level of bad. It's one of the they're one of the worst football teams I've ever watched.
They are. Them and the Panthers are like literally right there, but the Giants, they may be a new level.
I mean, honestly think the Panthers would beat them like 21-6. Like that's how bad the Giants are. Like Bryce Young, we'd be like, you know what? He's legit if they play the Giants. And it was so funny. I don't know. You probably didn't see this, but Red Zone was airing.
Okay.
And there was a play. What the hell happened? Oh yeah, it was Cowboys, Giants, and then Seahawks, Commanders.
Yeah.
And the Cowboys score on the Giants. They score a touchdown, and at that exact same time on Red Zone, Leonard Williams gets a sack. So just seeing like the guy they traded away because they got nothing to really live for this season, make an impactful play while their defense is allowing another touchdown to the Cowboys was just like, I'm like, man, this shit's hilarious.
I don't think it makes them necessarily better, but Buccaneers had a really big win yesterday. And I mean, especially Derek Carr is going to be like out for a little bit. And still the Buccaneers division. Oh, Jesus.
Hell yeah, King of Stone.
Joshua, happy freaking fracking birthday. Happy freaking fracking birthday.
Happy birthday,
good,
Josh.
Draco. You do what you gotta do. Do what you gotta do. Take care of yourself, man. Let's talk about some games. You know what? Can we start with CJ Stroud? Because I want to talk about that whole game in particular.
Yeah, the Stroud boys.
It started last week of hey, because we had that conversation. Can CJ Stroud win MVP? And I was like, does that really happen? Like they'll just give him Offensive Rookie of the Year. But
we were on that before NFL Network too. FYI.
Damn right. But now, I think he's the front runner, right? I mean, right? Considering that Stroud did that to the Bengals, because I feel like he had to have that kind of game against a very good team. And I think the Bengals are a very good team. I mean, the Bengals had a ton of momentum, had a nice win streak going. Like, they were looking really good.
Not just that they're a good team, but they're a really good defense on top of that.
Yes. Yeah, and I know Hendrickson got banged up, but dude, it was he was incredible. And his touchdown to interception ratio, and this is why, if you take a step back for a hot second, you remember his first preseason game in which I'm pretty sure he threw an interception and a maybe completed a pass and looked god awful. Everyone was like, oh, well, they drafted a bust. It's over now. There it is.
Preseason, guys. Come on.
I'm just it's so satisfying and happy for Texans fans, for CJ Stroud, because again, it gives them hope. It gives them legit hope, and you have your guy, which it looks like you have your guy. Now for the next 10, 15 years, you get to build around him and hopefully, go compete. That's pretty damn awesome. That's pretty damn awesome.
Yeah.
And the Bengals, a lot of people are going to look at Tyler Boyd, right? Because of that drop, that's going to be bad. But the Bengals also just don't show up in the first quarter of games. And against competitive teams, it's going to bite them. And it bit them against the Texans.
I think, CJ Stroud and what he did to the Buccaneers last week, watching Tampa play Tennessee and just, let their offense do nothing. Tennessee's offense did absolutely nothing. They have a rookie quarterback out there in Will Levis.
Yep.
CJ Stroud, rookie. So he goes, the Bucs, that was a shootout. It just shows you, Texans, their defense still a bit of a liability.
Yes.
But then this game against Joe Burrow, CJ Stroud didn't necessarily play better than he did the week before, but his win was more impressive. He had a fumble. He's fumbled a snap in the first quarter. He threw a pick, but he never let like those things shake him. So even though he made 2 mistakes in this game and they still got the win, like I think that's a more impressive all-around victory for CJ Stroud than even his ridiculous statistical day against Tampa. So, pressure situation, minute 33 left in the game. They drive down and and their kicker, Amendola, came off the couch this week. Like the dude wasn't even kicking a week ago. So there's a lot to be like excited about.
Sure.
From that game, if you're a Texans fan and what CJ Stroud is doing. It's incredible. And if he has just a couple more games where he does like the 350 passing yards, because he tied Luck and Cam Newton for most 350 passing yard games. Like he's on pace, and on pace is always a tricky thing, but he's on pace to have arguably the greatest rookie quarterback season like we've ever watched. So this season's been weird, and I think it's just like take a moment to appreciate watching what he's doing, because it might not even last another week. We don't fucking know. Like
you just thrown 2 interceptions as a rookie. Two interceptions all season.
So if he continues doing it, it's like just appreciate it, because it's not typical, it's not standard, and it's just fun to watch. And I did not think I'd be saying that about Houston Texans football this season, but they're one of the most interesting teams to me right now.
They are. And that's the thing too, is like their team, it lacks some talent, right? Like 100%. Like Dameon Pierce, like he's been disappointing. I know he's dealing with some stuff, but like that's been disappointing. I was like, all right, but like Singletary out of like nowhere yesterday, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna have like 150 yards rushing.
Most he's ever had in a game by like a lot.
Wild, right? Tank Dell has been a bright spot, and there's just so like Will Anderson on the defense has looked good. So like there's just a lot to be excited about, because it's a young team, and it's like, all right, let's see how far they go. Like, can they just sneak in like with the 7th overall seed? And because like the AFC is super duper competitive. Here's a hot take, and I know it doesn't matter, but like if the Texans were in the NFC, they're one of the best teams, and like they're 100% like going to the playoffs. Like they're in the NFC South.
Yep, fair.
Like they're winning that division. And
fair
I mean,
enough.
it's still possible that they win their division, because the Jaguars, they struggled. I mean, their offensive woes just came to it was bad. It was real bad yesterday. And the 49ers coming off a bye, they looked real good. That pass rush was great, but the Jags O-line was bad. All the issues that they've had with the offense, the Jaguars, I mean, it kind of just came to a head in that game, and it was rough.
I mean, just think about how much better CJ Stroud looks than Trevor Lawrence right now.
Yeah.
And like Lawrence, after I've given Trevor Lawrence too much credit, I think, after the playoff victory from the Chargers. Horrible start to that game, then just leads like an incredible comeback, wins in the postseason. It's like, okay, they're figuring it out. He's got a real coach, Doug Peterson. Their offense is going to be better. Week 1 this season, he's throwing it around. Receivers are making plays. We're like, oh, the Jags got all these ball catchers, but Trevor Lawrence just 9 touchdowns, 6 picks this year. Struggled a lot in that last game. Had a little bit of the turnover issues. So it's like, I'm wondering, like, what do Jags fans think about Trevor Lawrence right now? Like, I still think he's good, but his development as an NFL quarterback is happening much more slowly than what CJ Stroud's doing is insane right now.
Yeah.
And it's fun to watch. And so I think, like, I don't know if the Texans are a better overall team than the Jags, but they're getting more from their QB right now.
Well, it's also like, it's weird. I think Calvin Ridley had like 0 targets at halftime. And considering how much he was hyped up, and even had like a game or two this season, we're like, oh, okay, like early on, and then is just gone, like disappeared like a goat, like doesn't even exist in that offense. It's just a weird time right now for the Jaguars.
Lopez, go Broncos.
I
got, what's these, 9? I've got like less than 10 hours to be optimistic and happy, and I'm staying on this train as long as I can.
So we were talking about this last night during Sunday Night Football because we talked about anything other than the game. And I think there's a legit, people were asking, like, is there a legit chance that the Broncos beat the Bills? And I was like, I'd be surprised, but absolutely.
No,
Absolutely.
there's a
With the way the Bills have been playing, and like the Broncos, if their Chiefs game is to be believed, their defense got a bit healthier, looking better. Absolutely, it is possible, and you will be insufferable.
I mean, if the Broncos win tonight, just think about how different our weekends were, Tom. My Broncos beat the Bills. People are like, okay, this team might be legit. Somebody posted, they tagged us in the tweet. They're like, if the Broncos do beat the Bills, they're like, the Broncos right now are last in their division, like last in whatever. If they beat the Bills, they'll still be last in their division, last in all this shit. Doesn't matter. This is a team that's getting better. But I believe this week, the Bears won, the Lions won.
Little work.
And the Vikings won?
Yeah.
And the Packers lost?
Yeah.
When is the last time that scenario happened?
It doesn't feel great, Brandon. It doesn't.
It has to have been a long time since the Packers were the only team to lose in the division on a week, right?
It's probably been a little bit.
How was the stream with Tree though? Was it fun?
It was a lot of fun. And you know what though? Like, it was a good game.
Yeah,
like,
it was. It was respectable.
It was a solid game. Like, we both scored 2 touchdowns in the first half. Like, whoa. We were like, hey now, slow it down. And I wasn't as like upset after this loss as I usually am, because I think there is progress that's there. There's definitely issues, of course. There's definitely issues. But I'm kind of like, all right, this season's evaluation. It's all about evaluation and hoping you see the progress. And I didn't mind what we saw yesterday out of Jordan Love. You know, he had that one pick at the end that was like really bad. The other one, like, Watson needs to be more aggressive for that ball, and it was also a good play by the defense. But Love had a pretty solid game. The defense, A.J. Dillon ran pretty well. The defense for the Packers, you know, they let the Steelers run all over them. So, I mean, it's just this kind of same crap, different week, unfortunately, with that. But, you know, it's optimistic to see because Love made some really impressive throws and some really good throws. It's just going to be, can he, you know, nail down that consistency, and can his receivers do better too? And we'll see. We got a lot of season left. Maybe. That is a hypothesis right now. That is.
Yeah. They're car related crimes too, which is one tragic. It's also just weird because his name is Carr. But wasn't Michael Thomas threw a brick at a car, and then like 2 weeks ago Olave was recklessly driving?
Yeah, it's just
And somebody drew Antonio Brown, also linked him to Derek Carr. I'm like, okay, let's not put that one on Derek Carr, guys.
Yeah, Germany game. Like, does Germany ever want to see the NFL ever again after that? Because I woke up and for a hot second, it was fleeting. I was like, maybe I should stream this game. And then I was like, no.
Yeah, that was
definitely
smart.
not. Definitely not. And I made a very good decision.
Yeah,
that game was awful.
It was stupid. We watched Belichick officially quit on Mac Jones.
Yeah.
And Mac has sat in games earlier in this season.
Yes.
But that's because those games were like out of reach. So you could say, like, what's the point of keeping him out there?
Game-winning drive.
Yeah. He threw a pick. It's a one-score game. And he's like, sit the fuck down. Bailey Zappi's going out there. Also, Bailey Zappi could do the exact same thing. That was probably my favorite play all week. Zappi fakes the spike like we've seen Dan Marino do. It's a cool play, but only if it works. Because then you just huck it up
into triple coverage.
Yeah. Like, oh, Zappi, you got zapped. Dude,
it's bad. That game was horrific. And like Colts fans, it's just like, all right, we gotta win. Time to leave. Like, just time to go home.
Yeah.
Patriots though, it's where do you even begin with that? And that was one of the comments earlier of just like you need a wide receiver really bad, but you need O-line, you need a quarterback, you need there's so many things on that offense that need to be completely overhauled. And I don't think there's enough draft picks to do that in a year, maybe even 2. Like they need some help on offense.
They know they're learning what the term rebuild means.
Yes.
It was so funny to see Patriots fans burning their Mac Jones jerseys on Twitter. I'm like, they really are just like the rest of us now. Those cocky sons of guns. Welcome. You suck. We suck. We all suck. Football's hard. We all
suck together.
We all suck together.
That's pretty awesome. 10-3. There you go. Ooh. There you go. I'm 7-6 right now. It was horrible this week. It was horrible.
Oh, I didn't even look.
Oh, it was actually quadruple coverage. There you go. There you go.
Oh, you want to see how I lost my underdog pick'em?
Did you,
Tom?
If it makes you feel better, I lost both yesterday too.
It doesn't.
Okay.
It doesn't at all.
All right. Let's see.
I actually hope you win.
How bad is it?
All right, man.
Was it like, is it just one or was it like all of them?
No, I lost them all.
No, I meant like every single one of your selections within the pick'em.
Well, you're fixing to find out.
All right. Yeah, I am. That's why I asked. Yeah.
Sorry,
we're just really drawing this out so we can get this to load.
There we go.
Oh, wait. These are all just from yesterday?
No. The top three. Okay.
We were about to sit down.
Dude, I saw Johnny Barks do one right before Monday Night Football, and so I just went in and kind of did like some of the opposites of him. I look at that. Hit Wilson.
Yep. Nope.
Okay, that one doesn't. I'm like, I didn't even think about that one. I'm like shoveling food down my gullet.
What did you bet on the Giants game?
Look at this. I'm a Tommy DeVito believer, Tom. Tommy DeVito gets the hire, baby. I said, living with his parents in the basement, this guy is going to go over. Higher. Give it to me, Tommy. And he does. He delivers. No. It's Saquon Barkley. It's Saquon Barkley who can't get me 13. And I know that's a little bit high. The Giants are bad. Cowboys good defense. This game made me it solidified that the Giants need to get rid of Brian Dable. Okay, he's the problem. Nobody wants to say it. It's Brian Dable. 13 carries for Saquon Barkley. 13. He was averaging 5 yards a carry. Okay. You're playing the Cowboys. You got a third string QB in there. And you don't give your best player the ball more in that situation. One pass to Saquon Barkley for -5 yards. The fact that you're not like, you know what? Let's make it easy on old Tommy DeVito and let's just run the ball down their throats. We're still going to lose, but dear God, maybe we can pick up a couple first downs and stop the Cowboys from scoring 7 touchdowns on us. No. 13 carries for Saquon Barkley. It's a sin, Tom.
That's a good call.
I don't think a loss, and I've had almost 40 losses in the pick'ems this year.
You probably have 39 now?
This one pissed me off the most.
Wait a minute. I think you're at 39, right? Because weren't you at 36?
Something like that, man.
So if this is number 40, Broncos, come on, baby. Number 40. You can do it. 40 days in the desert, Perna.
Yeah. And look, dang Sam Laporta burned me too. This one hurt because guess who thought Brock Wright was Sam Laporta scoring that touchdown for the Lions? I jumped out of my seat, screamed at the TV. Carmi was like, what's going on? And then I go, no, it's Brock Wright. No. So, anyway, if you guys want to play underdog, you do it with our code GPS. Match total is 40. Yep. I am the Giants of pick'ems, except I'm smarter than Brian Dable because I would have given Saquon the ball. Would have given him the ball.
Brandon, you know what? We'll show it, but damn, are you not the ultimate disclaimer? Brandon has
my
lost.
name needs to be in this, by the way.
It does. It's 18778 Perna.
I'm the
fact
Tommy
that you
DeVito of Pick'ems, baby.
40.
So Tommy delivers.
40 in a row, and you haven't won a single one.
Nope.
Is tonight going to be the one with the Broncos? Is tonight could be the night? I need an ETN too. It didn't work out.
I'll set one, but you know.
I do want to talk about this game, though. I do want to talk about Ravens-Browns. Because...
Code link below to sign up for Underdog, code GPS. You got to use the code when you sign up, and they'll match your first deposit. All right, yeah, Ravens-Browns. Choke job of the week, Tom.
Dude. Oh, yeah, he's a fantasy dud. I wouldn't trust Pollard at all anymore. They just don't utilize him. Like, they just don't utilize him anymore. And when they do, he doesn't do well. So I would stay far, 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 far away. Far, far away. Oh, Edgar wants to know how the coffee is.
Oh, yeah, Edgar. I already DM'd him. He sent me some wine. He sent me coffee. Coffee is fabulous. I'm actually drinking it this morning. I'm not even drinking my own coffee, Edgar. It's really nice. So thank you. Thank you again, Edgar.
There you go. So the Browns looked like absolute trash in the first half. Like Deshaun Watson, it gets tipped, it gets intercepted. He's looking terrible. The Ravens, they're rolling. They're playing really well. And then, I mean, they scored, it was 17 points in the first quarter? The Ravens, I was like, oh, it's going to be a blowout. And then, Ravens, for whatever reason, they stop giving Mitchell the ball. And I get it, you're going against a good defense. But good God, man, they allowed Cleveland to score 16 points in the final quarter. They gave that game away. Gave it away.
Can't do that. They do all look the same to me. Brock Wright, Sam Laporta, Dalton Kincaid, Greg Dulcich, Mark Andrews, Travis Kelce. I don't know the difference between any of those guys. They're all slow, too. They're all slow as hell. I don't even know how any of those guys get past any defenders.
We still need Jess to do the picks, yes, because that I guarantee will be the first win.
All right, if I lose one more...
Dude, you've lost 40 in a row.
If I lose one more, though, then Jess can
call
come
in reinforcements. Oh, my God. You didn't even consult. You didn't even consult with the chat.
Suck it, Buffalo. Higher on Russell Wilson. Higher on Javonte. Higher on Judy. Lower on Josh. Lower on Diggs. I put 77 on this. Double Elways. Double Elways. I'm going to win. You watch it. You watch.
He says this every single week. He's like, this is the one. This is the one. Anyway.
I'm about to beat the Chiefs.
There you go. So, the Browns, they weren't leading a single second in this game.
Nope.
And they weren't leading until after the game was over.
Nope.
And for the Ravens, like, this has been like one of their issues is just consistency, right? And now it's consistency within a game. Because they looked like a completely different team in the second half. And not the good kind.
No.
And yeah, Lamar struggled too. And again, I want to give credit to the Browns defense, but damn, man. Like, it's just disappointing. They just gave that game up.
Yeah, it was stupid.
We'll talk about them.
Stupid Baltimore. This is what... like, the Ravens have looked like the best team certain weeks this season.
Yeah.
And then they have also just... they get in their own way. And there's always a reason. There's always an excuse. This guy's hurt. You know, there's the drop passes. If they just catch passes, but it's just like
have a good second half.
Just feel like it's one of those things. But that feels like every team this season. There's not a single team that has emerged yet where I'm like, yeah, they're going to win every week. There's just none of those teams exist right now. I blame it on God. Maybe. NFL teams not practicing enough. Remember when teams used to be allowed to practice all week?
I can't with you. I can't. No, like, Watson looked good in that second half. Like,
he had a perfect second half. He was 14 to 14. Touchdown, no mistakes. It's hard to beat when that happens.
Mm-hmm.
Because he was not good in the first half. But
no, he was awful. But literally, like, came. And so that's where, as Browns fans, you look at that and go, okay, so is this what we're going to be dealing with all year? Of like, is it going to be like the hot, cold Deshaun Watson? And I feel like the answer is yes. Because I feel like with the Jaguars and the Browns, it's kind of been a similar trajectory. Because the Jaguars defense has been playing real well. They threw everything at Brock Purdy, and Brock Purdy was just really good yesterday. But the Browns defense, we know, is insanely good. One of the best, if not the best in the NFL. Their offense has those flashes. And like Deshaun Watson comes out like in that second half and plays well. He went 14 for 14, right? He was a monster.
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay.
And he is a monster when you think about it.
And so then kind of going forward, again, it is a divisional game too. I feel like I've been saying this, if the offense can figure it out, they are a very scary team. And it's the same thing as the Jaguars. If they can figure it out, will they, or is this kind of just the rest of the season and how it's going to go? Because I think they're a playoff team still. I think they're still a playoff team, right? With that defense, it automatically makes them a playoff team. It's just can that offense be? Can Deshaun Watson be? That doesn't have to be perfect like he was in the second half. Can he be just good or limit mistakes in the first half?
It's Watson hasn't played a complete game yet. And once he started to look like he was figuring it out, he got hurt. So it's not just like consistency. It's like he needs to stay healthy and he needs to show, a complete game or string together a couple complete games. I think he can do it. Obviously, when your defense is that good, you've got the opportunity to win. But yeah, they're a dangerous team. The Bengals, even though they lost, they're still a dangerous team. The Steelers are a dangerous team, and the Ravens are a dangerous team. I called them the human centipede of the of divisions, and it is like they are cannibalizing each other. They are cannibalizing each other, and I don't know who will be the top team by the end of the season. We ride and we die together on the Broncos winning tonight.
No, don't, Brandon.
We ride and we die together.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
No. People are going to start calling favors for the curse.
That's the thing. I cannot influence it. There have been a lot of weeks I don't believe in that curse wheel. I'm like, this is not happening.
Yeah, I mean, they did to the 49ers, right? And then they did to the Ravens, who, like many people, they were number one in my power rankings, like heading into this week. So, yeah, no, you got to give credit to the Browns. Absolutely. It's also just like, look at what the Ravens did. It's just like, dude, like you had it. You had the game.
Yeah.
But kudos to the Browns. They just played better second half football, and that did them in.
Imagine how good the Browns would be if they had kept Joshua Dobbs on their roster. When Watson gets hurt, Dobbs comes in. That they might be undefeated had they kept Dobby. All right?
The Pastronaut.
The Dominator. The Josh Dogs.
That's kind of usual, Bruce. That's kind of usual. Yeah, we'll talk about the Seahawks here. Again, we want to talk about a whole bunch of games. I do want to talk about Seahawks Commanders because that was a really close game.
Like we said, okay, so 5 games were decided on last-second field goals.
The Browns was one of them. The Browns
game was one. The Seahawks game was one. The Lions game was one.
Yep.
The Cardinals game was the other one. And what was 5? Was the 5th game decided by a field goal?
Yes, we are. I put it in the rundown. Texans
game. First time that's ever happened all in a single Sunday.
Yep.
So, yeah, like we titled this episode Best Week of Football Yet.
Had a bye.
This was by far the most entertaining Sunday of football we've had this season. Because we got those last second game winners by 5 different kickers, but also there was offenses scoring points. That felt fun. The Lions game, the Chargers game. That's the same game, idiot. Commanders, Seahawks. That game was not fun until the 4th quarter. But like we were seeing touchdowns. And that's all we wanted to be entertained, and we got entertained this week.
True story. PJ Walker. Bam, bam, bam. Perna needs to figure this out by himself. He needs to figure it out by himself. We can talk about. You want to talk about Seahawks next?
Yeah.
All right. Dobby's a free elf, baby. So that Commanders game. So Seahawks get done. First of all, I imagine Seattle fans are just like going to sleep every night with a spoon under their pillow. And that used to be like an old thing of like you want snow the next morning to have a snow day. But they're just doing it to thank Witherspoon. Because good God, man, he's so effing good. Like he's so effing good.
Who is?
Witherspoon?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Like just making play after play, dude. And I'm not going to lie. I love watching Charbonnet run. I love it. Because so many in like this league, right? It's like run out of bounds. Like Charbonnet's like, I'm running through you. I'm going to run through you. I don't care. And just blast over people. And it's very entertaining to watch. And the Seahawks, like, while a lot of their talk is about them, and I know you're talking about this before in the super chat, but like Geno Smith, he didn't turn the ball over, right? He didn't throw an interception, played solid. Like, people are looking for a reason to hate Geno Smith right now, even within the own fan base. And they got away with the W, which they needed, especially after the crap show that was last week. I also want to give credit, though, to Sam frickin' Frackin' Howell, because that dude is making chicken salad with whatever the Commanders got going on right now. He's trying. He's trying real hard. And I gotta give him credit, dude. Like 3 touchdowns yesterday. Like he just seems like he is that guy, and he's the one that you want to like lead your team. And considering you could have messed around and seen what you had with him last year, I'm glad that he's getting an opportunity and he's impressing everybody.
Yeah, that game was weird because I felt like Drew Lock was starting to pop up on my Twitter at halftime, and then they were showing him like warm up because like that first half was so underwhelming, and Seahawks fans were like, let's see what Drew Lock has.
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously the game finishes strong in Geno's favor.
Yep.
Oh, here it is.
Yep.
I would advise against putting any quarterback in any game at any point if he has this haircut. Like the moment I saw Drew Lock with that haircut, I said, no. That is not a starting quarterback. That's a man going through a midlife crisis. That's me in about 5 weeks trying to look young for the kids again, so they stop calling me boomer.
That's the hard-hitting analysis that we're here for. That's what we're here for. But Seahawks, they got away with one. They unfortunately for the Seahawks, like they're rocking at 6-3. The 49ers look back, and their next slate of games is going to be rough. It's gonna be a rough go of things.
Down low? No, we do not start thinking of them as a playoff team if they beat the Bills tonight. We start thinking of them as a fucking Super Bowl team, my friend. They beat the Chiefs. They beat the Bills. Who's going to stop them in the playoffs? The Bengals? They can't even beat a rookie quarterback. The Ravens? No. I don't think so. The Jags? No. No, down low. We become a Super Bowl favorite.
No, I don't think so. We'll talk about the Buccaneers. Don't worry. We'll talk about the Bucs. Baker's been fine. Baker has been fine.
You know who the Commanders could have used? I don't know. Chase Young or Montez Sweat might have helped them finish that game off. Maybe Geno Smith isn't perfect late in that game if they've got, one of 2 edge rushers who are already making impacts for the teams they signed for. We're traded to. I don't know. Commanders.
Well, real quick, just because I want to stay on the Seahawks for a hot second. Their next schedule, right? Or their next few games. The Rams, winnable. Stafford might be back. We'll see.
Easy.
49ers on Thanksgiving.
Hard.
Cowboys.
Hard.
49ers.
Hard.
Eagles.
Dude, the Seahawks are going to lose. They're going 1-4. They're going 1-4 in that stretch.
That is a rough stretch. So we're going to find out a lot about Geno Smith and that offense over these next few weeks.
No, they took advantage of a Commanders team that is they're interesting. I think the Commanders have something with Howell,
They do.
but like, dude, their defense is not it. They've got some players there still, but it's just like they're gonna get Seahawks fans are gonna be very upset by mid-December. That's my prediction.
It's gonna be a tough stretch. I mean, then again, like if they win some of those games, like that will be like, okay.
Yeah, they've got to.
They haven't played the 49ers yet, and that's what I'm waiting to see. Like that Thanksgiving primetime game is gonna be great because it's either way we're gonna figure it out. Like, all right, who's real? Because the 49ers, if we want to jump to that game, 49ers beat the piss out of the Jaguars. I know we talked about it a little bit. CMC didn't even have a touchdown. The streak is over, unfortunately. But, dude, beat the piss out of them. Their pass rush, it was looking real good. And I know the Jags O-line looked real bad, but that pass rush looked more dangerous. And as I've been talking about, and as we've been talking about, you make that pass rush better. And, of course, getting Trent Williams back, that helps too. The secondary's going to look better by itself because you're getting after the quarterback.
The 49ers, they got Trent Williams back, they got Deebo Samuel back, and they had Chase Young added to their defense. Think about this. All right. Okay, so there was this news nugget that came out that the 49ers and the Eagles both made calls about trading for Pat Surtain.
Yes.
Okay. And that both teams were worried the other team was going to land Patrick Surtain, so they were getting into like a bidding war or whatever. Neither of those teams, I think, have what the Broncos wanted in terms of compensation because they're too good. But you got to respect the hell out of John Lynch and Howie Roseman for being aggressive with very good teams.
Yep.
Mid-season making moves, right? Eagles bring in Byard. The 49ers have Nick Bosa. They just paid Nick Bosa before this season started. Many will say he is the best edge rusher in the league. I don't believe that, but he's top 5 consistently. He's a game wrecker. And they trade for Randy Gregory and Chase Young this season. That's 3. The Broncos signed Randy Gregory to be the edge rusher on their team. And the Niners are like, okay, yeah, he's underperforming there. Let's bring him. They lose 3 in a row after getting him. I think he's a curse. And they're like, you know what? Let's go get another fucking edge rusher. Throw him out there too. Like, you got to love that if you're a Niners fan, if you're an Eagles fan, knowing if your team's competitive, your front office is going to keep making moves to make your team better. And they're worried about the other one outmaneuvering them, which is cool.
Well,
now it's going to pay off, I think, for the 49ers.
I think the NFC is also so wide open. Like, it is a weaker conference right now. And I think that the Eagles, the 49ers, the Cowboys are hanging around there. But I think, like, those are the definitive, like, 2 best teams. Like, even the Lions. Like, the Lions are hanging out there, too. Don't get me wrong. I wasn't trying to throw shade at the Lions. But I think the consensus is, unless there's an upset in the postseason, that it's going to be probably the 49ers or the Eagles in the Super Bowl. And they're likely going to play each other again. So it's like, all right, if we get that one extra push, like that one extra guy to try and make it our year, like it definitely, you got to love it because they're being aggressive.
You want my hot take?
Give me the hot take. Neither?
No. I think the Cowboys are going to beat the Eagles in the playoffs.
Brandon, did you hear that? Did you hear
the
ringing in
Cowboys
your ear? That was Scooter from Florida. He is now running across the country to Colorado and being like, yes! Yes!
Don't worry, it's going to end in tragedy for him because the championship game will be Cowboys-Niners, and the Cowboys are still going to lose to the Niners, but they're going to have crossed a different hurdle, and that's beating the Eagles in the postseason.
Dude, don't put that out there. By the way, so Christian Watson's brother was kind of like talking some crap about Jordan Love and how it was his fault for that. It's going
family
well.
Coming out of the woodworks.
What are my thoughts on it? I don't care. You know why? Let's just see how they do. I don't think that does Christian Watson any favors.
Let's get Odell Beckham Jr.'s dad to put together a Jordan Love highlight reel, okay?
just call him up. Yeah. Call him up.
Wide receivers and wide receivers' family members, they're all divas. They're all divas.
That's weird.
My quarterback sucks. They're not getting my cousins, not getting my kid the ball.
Yeah, that was on that. Was it a helmet to helmet hit?
Yeah, it was egregious, an egregious ejection. I get why they call it a penalty. I don't think it was intentional or malicious. Guys just trying to make a tackle and their heads hit. So, it is what it is. Guess what? That was true 3 or 4 weeks ago. This team's different now.
C5, just don't do anything that Perna does. Just don't do anything that Perna does.
Broncos have gotten better. Nobody realizes that except for Broncos fans.
No,
you know what's funny though about the Dolphins Broncos game?
You tell me.
This is how bad the Giants are, Tom. Cowboys 526 more yards of where's the stat? Hold on, let me get the stat.
You were doing so well. You were doing so well.
Here it is. Cowboys outgained the Giants by 526 yards. Largest differential in a game since 1962. Cowboys outgained the Giants by 526 yards. When the Dolphins put up 726 yards of offense up on the Broncos, they didn't even have that big of a margin, okay? 700 plus yards of offense. And even the Broncos were like, okay, we still got some offense in our game against them. So I think the Lions defense has shown that they can be competitive.
Their defense,
but against the Chargers last night, it made me scared that the Lions are going to get bounced in the first round of the playoffs.
See, I think they can win a wild card game. I just think against you never know. You just have to get to the dance. And for let's be also very clear. For Lions fans, bro, they win the division, they go to the playoffs, and they win a playoff game. Like, that's a phenomenal season right there.
Yeah.
Like, that is just like, holy crap, did it, got over the hump. That's phenomenal. Then it's going to be about, okay, what can we do to get over that hump? Then it's like adding to that. So their pass defense does concern me a bit. Like, both teams turned their defenses off yesterday.
Which, again,
they did. Which made it a fun game. It made it like a really, really fun game. I know Chargers fans are like, Brandon Staley just needs to go. Just needs to go. But for the Lions, you have so many weapons on offense that even like with, J-Mo. J-Mo had that big play too, right? It's just like the inconsistency. Those kind of plays make it worth it. David Montgomery, God, they missed him so much. Gibbs is playing well. Jared Goff is playing well. It's just that other side of the ball. You do worry when you go up against like these really good teams, like a 49ers, like an Eagles.
Yeah.
Are you going to be able to keep pace with them? The game I'm looking forward to, honestly, probably the most, besides the Super Bowl rematch next Monday, Lions-Cowboys. It's a primetime game. That is going to be the game that is going to answer a ton of questions, and we might see that again in the postseason.
Dude, that's
going to be good.
Because the Cowboys receiver, like CeeDee Lamb's playing well right now.
He's godly.
Like the Lions could not guard Keenan Allen in that game. It was an issue for them. Now they got CeeDee Lamb. That's going to be a crazy one. The Lions, they stopped the Chargers 7 times in a row around the goal line because there was a penalty that gave the Chargers a fresh set of downs. And if they could have just got that 8th stop, that's like one of those, like, I feel like defining moments for your defense. Like, hey, we didn't have our best game.
Yeah.
But around the goal line, we made 8 straight stops.
Yeah.
But then the Chargers scored on the 8th try there.
Which is insane, that's kudos. But
it was still pretty good, but,
Phantom, I don't think so. I don't even think they're at that stage anymore. I think that they've seen what they want to see in Mac Jones. I think that Mac Jones, while he is not playing well, let me be very, very clear, their offense is so bad, it's almost impossible to evaluate talent on it.
Yeah.
Like, they're just not executing at, like, any level. So it's tough times.
Yesterday, I uploaded a video about everything we got wrong from the 2023 season, and Mac Jones was one of them because I thought he was going to be better with Bill O'Brien. Like, we're like, okay, they got an actual offensive coordinator, a guy who's had success, worked with Brady, had the Texans and their offense going before he became the worst GM we've basically ever seen. But a thing I mentioned in that video was Bill Belichick had the opportunity
Schedule was easy.
When Josh McDaniels left, had the opportunity to bring in maybe a younger offensive coordinator, and he elected no offensive coordinator, right? Went with Joe Judge and Matt Patricia and whoever the hell was calling plays there. Last offseason, they have another chance to consider a younger guy, and they go out and get Bill O'Brien. And I think they keep going to these fucking hard-ass, old-school guys, and I don't think that's working with your young QB. And in that game, we saw like Bill O'Brien losing his shit, yelling at Mac Jones on the sideline.
And Bill Belichick's just like,
yeah, he's just standing there. It's like,
it's like when your sibling is getting
care.
Screamed at by your parents, so you're just like, just keep looking forward.
Yeah, it's just like the mom turning away from an abusive dad. You're just like, okay, everything's fine back there.
Everything's fine. How are you?
Like, I think that's a real issue for the Patriots. They need something fresh there. Yes. So
they do.
And I think Mac Jones, he deserves a fresh start somewhere else. I don't think he's great, but we saw him play pretty good as a rookie. Just find a different home. They'll move on from him. If they had if CJ Stroud were there, like, you can't rattle CJ Stroud. They need a hard-ass rookie to go in and play for New England.
Yeah. You're not wrong.
Remember when Mac Jones was like happy and smiling, and then he was with the Patriots for a week, and he went from being like, "Hey, I like football," to we had a great win. It was like, oh my God, they've broken him already.
Yeah, and I don't think Bill Belichick saw that smile, and he's like, "Give it 7 days. Give it 7 days. It'll be gone. Gone. What I do now? I didn't do nothing. I did pick the Saints to win.
Ooh.
That's amazing. Let's talk about that.
And you picked the Packers to beat the Steelers, so you still haven't picked the Steelers game. I still
have not picked the Steelers correctly every single week. So now we're going to leverage it. Stern was already saying, he's like, please pick the Steelers to win against the Browns. Please do that. Please do it. Because the Steelers have been outgained every single game, but they're 6-3. They're 6-3. I don't know, man. And wrestling, no, not with the Giants. Not with that roster. You are watching, like, the Giants deserve something, like, their fans deserve something good after this season. Truly. It's that bad. It is that bad. If they went 5-12, oh my God, I don't know if Perna would be,
that will piss me off more than anything.
I do want to talk about that game, though.
Which one? Broncos?
New Orleans.
Bills?
What?
Oh.
No.
New Orleans.
I think the whole world saw that interception. It was that like got clipped, and everyone was online was like, "Oh no.
Oh no. Jesus God.
No, because I think Mac would be better in that system. Also, just like they have an offense, so like that also helps a little bit. Josh Dobbs, good God, the legend continues to grow. And again, I hate the Vikings with all of my heart. But Josh Dobbs and seeing him play, like, dude, it's just so wholesome. The guy is a good player. He's surrounded by talent. And, like, even Justin Jefferson, this is what I love about Josh Dobbs. Justin Jefferson, when he got hurt, the Vikings were playing really crap. Like, they were not looking good, right? They started off the season really, really bad. Justin Jefferson gets hurt, and there's Vikings fans who are DMing me and are like, hey, do you think Jefferson's going to come back? Even if he's cleared to come back, do you think he's going to want to come back to this garbage team? And now Justin Jefferson's tweeting out, man, I can't wait to be back on the field with this team. Like, that's what you want to see. And Josh Dobbs is doing that for this team. So the Vikings, I don't think they're this godly, amazing team, but I said they could make the playoffs when Kirk Cousins was there. Yeah. And now, like, they 100% can make the playoffs in a bad conference, and they're getting a little bit closer to the Lions. Like, that's going to be a fun matchup when they eventually play. Like, let's see what happens. So.
Yeah, I think, like, you got to give Kevin O'Connell
oh my God,
credit.
Yeah.
Yep. Another guy the Broncos didn't hire, went with Nathaniel Hackett instead. But what he's done to keep the team prepared with the QB transition, very, very good. Josh Dobbs, like, his ability to run with the ball is fun, and it's helpful to the Vikings offense.
Yep.
And it's just like, let's just see what he does when he has Justin Jefferson. Like, that's all I want to see at this point.
Yeah.
And then the question is, like,
yes,
what happens to Josh Dobbs after this season? Like, I kind of want the Broncos to just sign him.
Yeah.
Like, you know what? Keep Russ, sign Josh Dobbs, start Josh Dobbs over Russell Wilson just for the lulz, and let's see what happens. But here's what's funny about this game, and it's kind of lost because we all fucking love Josh Dobbs.
Yeah.
Derek Carr takes a brutal shot, gets hurt, sucks.
Yeah.
Jameis Winston comes in. Okay. Same amount of completions as Derek Carr, 13 and 13. But also Jameis, 2 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. Like, that is Jameis Winston. That is Jameis Winston. He's going to come in. He's going to be so much more exciting than Derek Carr. He's going to throw the ball in places he shouldn't. And sometimes it's going to work. Sometimes it's not. He only has 2 Ds. He has 2 interceptions. I swear to God, I thought I watched him throw 4 interceptions to end that game.
Mm-hmm.
For whatever reason, some of them didn't count. But I was like, yeah, that's Winston. That is Winston.
It could be close. I don't know if it'll be for the division yet, but it will make a huge difference. Well, listen, Jameis Winston just does more with the same amount. I mean, that's just accurate.
He does more and he does less at the exact same time.
He does more and less.
So, he giveth and he taketh.
He really is the millennial Brett Favre. That is pretty damn accurate.
Yeah.
That is pretty accurate. But yeah, I mean, the Vikings, they're just
neither one of them ever learned to read a defense, which is, crazy.
Just watch out later after he leaves.
Do not, if Jameis Winston is asking for money for a volleyball stadium, say no.
See, I think the wide receiver one, like, they do need another wide receiver, but like Jaden Reed, Wicks, even Dobbs, like, they look good. And Watson, I'm not giving up on Watson yet because sophomore season of Devontae Adams, and he was garbage. He was dropping everything. Look at him now. So sometimes it pays to have some patience. I know it's frustrating, but sometimes it pays to have some patience. I do want to talk about a couple other games real quick. I want to talk about the Falcons game because the Falcons against like returning or new quarterbacks.
They're the opposite of Belichick.
It's just like, nope.
You get a win. You get a win. You get a win.
Oh. Hey, there you go. There you go. But Arthur Smith, man, I feel like the time might be coming. It might be drawing because I feel like there was at least some flexibility where it was like, all right, it's Desmond Ridder. Like, he's the problem. And Taylor Heineke goes in. And, like, it was a close game. Like, it was competitive, but it was ugly.
I was really happy to watch Kyler Murray win.
That's what I want to talk about because Kyler, dude, like, his speed and like
it's
I was
insane.
just like, doesn't look like he missed a step. He looks great. He looks great.
He looked like the fastest quarterback in the league, returning from his ACL injury.
Yep.
So it's not even like he played perfect, but he scored a touchdown. He had a scramble. I think it was like on the first or second series. Like, oh, okay, he's got it still. And he had that 3rd and 10 that he wiggled out of a sack and converted it. I'm like, oh God, he is very fast. And the Cardinals got the win. And I'm just curious to watch him play for the rest of the season. And I rooted for Kyler when he got drafted because he was so short. And then like all the weird narratives kept coming out about him. And he was kind of annoying. And I just found myself very indifferent to Kyler Murray.
Yeah.
But then a dude who works his ass off through an injury comes back. I was like, I want to see him play well.
Of course.
And, he did. He beat the Falcons. Falcons officially are bad.
It's just like, you got like Bijan back. Like, it's like, well, dude, what are we doing? Like, what are we doing here? It's just, but it's, dude, they've been weird even with Kyle Pitts. Like, they go and they draft this guy and they like barely throw him the ball.
If you don't have great quarterbacks, it's hard.
I get it. But dude, like it makes no sense. I don't understand
they need
the Falcons
a QB
right now. Arthur Smith is it's going to be a problem.
Matt Prater, Broncos legend. Yeah.
Also, do the Titans just suck again?
Yes. Next question.
Is that where we're at? Like, listen, Will Levis didn't have his best game. Derrick Henry did absolutely nothing. Baker played well.
Yeah.
You know, but Baker played well last week. Like, it was the defense that was the problem. So Baker, you know, I know he's had ups and downs, especially earlier in the year, and the defense was kind of bailing him out. But they are, again, that team that can be very, very solid. And they'll one of the teams, it's got to be the Saints or it's got to be the Buccaneers, is going to win the NFC South. They're both probably going to lose in the wild card round, but they just get it done.
I was convinced Friday it would be the Saints. I was convinced. No, I'm not. Don't know who's going to win that division.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah. Fair enough.
I mean, I think they're close.
Yeah, I don't even know if that's a question. Another duo doesn't even enter my brain. Maybe if Seattle leans into it, it could be
Charbonnet,
Walker
and
Walker. Zach Charbonnet. Every divorcee's favorite white wine, Zach Charbonnet.
I don't know, man. It was just the Titans. Like, I still don't know what team they are. Like, I don't. I was like, I thought I did. I was like, okay, like nope, gone. It's gone now. It's gone. I don't know anymore. But somebody's got to win that effing division. And then real quick, just before we head out of here, and then, by the way, we are streaming Monday Night Football together tonight, so
Bills, Broncos, baby.
It's gonna be something. I mean, it seems like every team is just their own team is the stuff of nightmares for the Giants. You know, there's their offense. Achane also is cleared to come back, so F yeah, let's go.
Is that CeeDee Lamb's real name? Cedarian DeLeon?
Maybe. I don't even know.
Is that real? CeeDee Lamb.
That'll wind up in a video if that's true.
Cedarian DeLeon? Oh my god, that name is so good.
Mm-hmm.
Why would you not go by Cedarian DeLeon? Well, okay, I know. It's tricky. I answered my own question instantly. Cedarian DeLeon.
That was the fastest response to your own question. Why wouldn't you make it Cedarian? Okay, no, I get it. I get it now.
That is tricky. CeeDee Lamb way easier. Fuck, that name's awesome. How did I not know that?
It's too early, but could be. Achane and Mostert, could be.
Yeah, but that's fair. We'll see when Achane comes back because Montgomery was hurt. Big game. Let's get another Achane big game, and then we could have a duo off.
I agree with that. Did you watch the Jets game last night by any chance?
I watched most of that.
Sorry. Let's go, Andy. Andy.
I think my take was Zach Wilson wasn't the problem last night, and the Jets still lost.
He also wasn't the answer.
No, but
he played better in that second half. I mean, he did. Dude, that one throw where he gets lifted up and he somehow delivers a ball that's somewhat catchable. That was impressive. That was. It's just
to me, the Jets right now.
The line's bad. It's bad.
Zach Wilson rushed for a touchdown. It was a beautiful rushing touchdown. Didn't count because his foot was on the line by this much, right? Right? Zach Wilson? What did the Jets do after that? They went the wrong way.
Mm-hmm.
That's the Jets right now. They scored a touchdown. It didn't count by this much, and then they went the wrong fucking way. And the Jets are this close to being a real football team. And Zach Wilson, by the way, had maybe the most impressive Hail Mary throw I've seen since Rodgers.
Running away from 3 rushers.
Yeah, he scrambles away. He throws a perfect ball. Unfortunately, was it Conklin knocked it out of Garrett Wilson's hands? It would have been amazing. But the Jets, they're just right there.
That's a great name.
DeKalen Zacharias. Why do these guys not go by these awesome names?
You just answered your own question before.
DeKalen Zacharias. That's easy.
Metcalf.
Say
it all together.
DeKalen Zacharias Metcalf.
Now say it as you're calling a play. He just caught a 20-yard pass.
DeKalen Zacharias Metcalf goes all the way.
All right, so you can do that one. Now you just can't do CeeDee Lamb again.
The carry, yeah. CD one's a little trickier.
That one's a little tough. That's a little bit tough. Oh, it's going to be phenomenal.
Rock me as a Zacarias.
It is going to be phenomenal. I was trying to hype it up too. Rodgers in the building got shown 24 times on camera. 24 times. That was live shots.
One shaking his head to a Nathaniel Hackett play.
Aaron Rodgers.
He was like, why are you calling that Nate Dogg Hackett millionaire?
That was pretty phenomenal. It's pretty phenomenal. But tonight, baby, we got Broncos Bills. We know who Perna's going for.
Guaranteed to win already. I'm doubling and I'm tripling down on the fact that the Broncos will win on Monday Night Football. Going to be a tough game. Going to be a close game. I'm not saying they're going to blow the Bills out, but they will win this game. Here's the Broncos trending in the right direction. Here's the Bills trending in the wrong direction.
Oh, boy.
You like that?
The thing is, like, the Broncos could beat them. Like, it
They're
is
going
100% a
But
possibility.
it's not a could. They will win this game. And then they're going to break my heart. But tonight, they are primed to win. Defense is better. Special teams is rock solid. Offensive line is good. We just got the running game going. Javonte Williams is back. As long as Russell Wilson don't do dumb shit, we win the game. This is all it comes down to. I've thought about this a lot. It's just Russell Wilson.
You had a whole week to think about it.
I did.
We had all day yesterday. We're going to see. But, Perna, what do you got coming out today?
Winners and losers will go up right after the Broncos game tonight. So Barks and I are tag teaming the edit starting now. And get that up tonight so then I can do a Broncos, give them the attention they will hopefully deserve Tuesday.
There you go. Well, not hopefully, right? Because they're winning, you said.
Yes.
Yeah. Good. It's good.
I have learned from my confidence. I've forgotten how to be confident consistently.
We got this. Yeah, I'll have, if the NFL was scripted week 10, got a lot to talk about. I'll come out later this afternoon. We're streaming Monday Night Football tonight, and then every NFL fan's reaction will be out about 10 minutes after that game.
Tight.
Let's go, baby. We appreciate you. We had over 6,000 people in here this morning. Appreciate you for joining. We'll see you tonight for GPS After Dark. Lions are going to have a lot of wins. Their schedule is a joke. They got the Bears, Packers, Saints, Bears, Broncos. Then they got the Vikings, Cowboys, and Vikings. So they only might lose like a couple more games, and that's it.
Lions are in a good spot.
They're in a great spot. They can get better. But folks, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you later. I'm Tom Grossi. That's Brandon Perna. This is G-Up-P. Yes. And you have been navigated.